Hello, Pyramid Energy. I sat down for a meditation. I put some incense on and I thought, let me just meditate without any intention, just to be with my breath. I sat for a while, breathing, and I heard, Khunzi, Khunzi. Listen, can you hear that? You're quiet. You're quiet. And I kept hearing those words, you're quiet. And so I carried on sitting. And what started happening in terms of the sensations in my body, I felt around for any discomfort, all of that. But I started hearing this sound in my ears. It sounded very distinctly like the sound of a TV that's plugged in, but without a channel selected. So I think we'd call that standby. So I could hear that the TV's on, but it's on standby. And this to me speaks to there's no channel selected. It's up to me. It's up to me. So I pulled some cards afterwards because I would like to understand this message better. And I got the Tower, Judgment, and the Ace of Swords in the center of this reading, which speaks to a perspective shifting realization on how you make decisions and getting very clear on how you're now going to make decisions going forward, how you see something. What's crossing you is the Knight of Cups and the Devil. And, I clarified this, got the Nine of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. And this is, there was a certain element in terms of what you're working on. There was a large element of it that you had been outsourcing. Like you'd been, this whole reading is talking about getting your power back. Like you just got your power back. So this element was causing a lot of confusion. It was causing a lot of up and down. Where you're coming from is that this thing you're working on is part of a manifestation where you have a certain idea of your 10 of Cups. I've got the Magician and the 10 of Cups. And so this was like a picture that's been painted to you around what you should be manifesting and what it should look like. And underneath that, I've got the 8 of Cups and Strength, which is telling me that you are now walking away courageously from this vision. And I've got the vision here in your external factors. It's got the 3 of Wands, that's the vision card, it's the King of Pentacles and Justice, and the 6 of Swords. So this is telling me that this is where your power's been. It's been on the outside of you. And now you're walking away to set things right for yourself. At the top of your mind, I've got you ready to explore in more balance, Temperance, and the Hermit. So you're going to be keeping your balance internally and allowing yourself to explore your intuition internally and what you want to see out of this. In your near future, I've got the Page of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. So this is now a new offering that's coming forward to you. It's based on your intuition. And now this is what you're going to be following. You're going to be following your intuition. You are becoming the container of your intuition. I'm inclined to say that whatever was sold to you or whatever was, whatever you perceived as being something you want a certain way was becoming the container and sending you up and down because it is not governed internally by you. It wasn't being governed internally by you. In fact, at this point, I want to say that as I was looking at the cards, the word independence came up. And maybe you can hear from the tone of my voice, there is a certain excitement. But then Independence Day came up. And I believe the majority of you are in touch with what Independence Day is about. But essentially, it's when America became free of British rule. Please correct me if I'm incorrect. But this is a huge 555 on my clock. This marks a huge change in American history, still celebrated majorly on the 4th of July to date, according to Wikipedia. And this is it. This is the United States of America uniting, taking their power back from British rule. So I'm not going to go into any other politics because I'm actually not aware of them, and every country has its politics. But the message here is that you are taking your masculine and your feminine, and you're closing ranks and realizing that you are an independent set of states. That these parts of you are, while they are separate and are best governed separately, yes, separately next to each other, but inside of you. And so any conversation that happens about a masculine or a feminine is a conversation that's now happening in-house and for your benefit, for your growth. I have in your subconscious, I've got the 5 of Swords, the Chariot, and the 3 of Swords. So this was causing a lot of frustration, leaving you feeling very defeated at times, and stop and start. Okay? And again, like I said, top of mind, I've got the Temperance card and the Hermit. So now this is very much you gathered. In your advice, I've got the 4 of Cups, the 2 of Swords, and the 7 of Swords. And what these cards are telling me is to take stock of where this mentality and this outlook, perception, has affected how you move. Like where has it warped your perception of yourself, so that you can pinpoint those things and consolidate, is basically how I want to put it. I also want to say this is a moment you need to mark for yourself, because it's an amazing realization. It's an amazing realization. It's a very liberating realization. And it doesn't mean that you now become an island. You will still be able to work with other people. It's just that your decisions are made by you. Your decisions are made by you, and taking into account that these aspects of yourself reside within you. And I say this because I have you in your biggest desire and your biggest fear. I've got the 7 of Wands. It says valor. I've got the Page of Pentacles, manifestation, and I've got the King of Cups, control, okay? This is that you are worried now that this new sense of control is going to alienate you from some of the things you want to manifest. And so this is just, again, slightly warped perception. You will be a better person for this. And so anything you want to manifest outside of yourself is actually going to be of a higher quality, a better quality, and obviously needs to suit you. And so if there's a fear of being alienated from that, consider what it is you're alienating first. You know, you're in a better position to deal with anything now. This is a big sense of self-empowerment. And what I'm seeing is that this is not something you're going to be able to unsee. And I think that's the relevance of you're quiet. You've taken back your energy space, because your energy, your container, was full of so many conversations, so many other people, stuff you can't control, things just coming in, going out, you know, doing their own thing on your real estate. I'm laughing a bit here because this is just this analogy. I find it so suitable. In your outcome, I have the Nine of Pentacles, I have the Nine of Swords, and I have the King of Wands and the Empress. This is that you're going to be building solidly now. You're embarking on a journey of building solidly. And you're going to be working to grow yourself through your fears. So you're not going to circumvent them, which is what was happening before. You are going to be working through your fears, not to say like we embrace fear and all of that. I mean, you're not going to avoid your fears. You're not going to avoid them. You're going to face them directly, knowing that on the other side is this King of Wands vision. The leadership card is what I've got here. And I've got the Empress, which is telling me that this is going to be through embracing your intuition. Okay? You're going to be embracing your, not embracing, you're going to be admiring your vision. Okay? That's how I see the Queen of Wands, as a vision of admiration, confidence, all of that. You're going to have a better understanding of the value of whatever it is that you are working on, yourself, which is actually the main thing, is that you're working on yourself. So anything, whether it's your work or whatever it is a product of you. So that is recognizing the value that you hold. And also the Queen of Swords, that is, staying true, checking yourself at every point. Am I staying true to this new found identity of mine of one, your oneness that holds many parts, that holds your intuition and your protection, your strength, your masculine, your feminine, all of these, your creativity, all residing in one place and being recognized within yourself as separate in order to be able to build on each aspect internally. And I say this like I'm seeing the yin-yang symbol, and I'm just thinking to myself, well, if it was all grayed out, it wouldn't really give the message that it needs to give, because you take black and white and you mix it all up, you get gray. But we actually need to see these separate parts. We need to see these separate parts in order to work with them, to recognize where they are. Another thing I want to say is, Rome wasn't built in a day. And so, because I got the Devil card here, and it's important to remember at every point that you're human. And I guess just like Independence Day, the year will go and there'll be so many things. There'll be many things that come up and you'll come back into balance. But it's important to recognize this monumental day, because it's a reminder of your independence and your power. When you're united within yourself and not giving up a part of your power to an external party. And I also think it's important for me to say that we are not looking at this as anything was bad about any other parties. We're looking at this as, they are a major part of the reason we are even here right now. That's a very important thing to recognize, that I believe for a part of the journey, this is how things appear. This is how things appear. And I'm going to also say this because a part of me feels like I might be talking around the issue, and I really don't mean to talk around the issue. But this is really around the conversation of externalizing the masculine or the feminine. And because we've spoken about this matter many times, but I feel like it's just dawned on us here. This is what I'm feeling, and I felt it in the silence of it's quiet. I felt it in the quietness, a peace, an ability to actually feel in touch with my body in a way that, and I'm usually in touch with my body, but in a new way, and the sounds that my body is emitting to me, okay, sounds nobody else can hear but me, a vibration, you know, my TV's on. It's on standby. Who switches it on? Me. It's my TV, so I switch it on. And again, this TV thing reminds me like about, you know, at times I do feel like an electronic device. You know, a lot happens here. And so I must switch off if I want to completely switch off. But I feel like I found a new way to like turn the button on, to like switch on. And also leave it on standby if I so wish. And if I decide I'm going to, I feel like I have a new toy. I'm going to be honest. I feel like I have a new toy. And so what I want to say in terms of the processes that have happened within me today, which I'm sharing with you, I've been going through a lot of water. I've been carrying a lot of energy that I've been needing to burn. In my meditation, I also saw a yellow light and a green light. And so there is, how do I put, I wasn't sure if I should use the word otherworldly or supernatural or whatever, but I'm going to settle on the word energetic. So there's energetic assistance in terms of clearing up your solar plexus and clearing up your heart. And for me, like my heart was burning most of the day. And I also became aware of, you know, no matter how much I ate, I had this hunger in my heart. And this is a weird feeling to actually put into words, but it's like that hunger in my heart was not going away. So I was recognizing that it's actually new space in my heart. Space has been created. So that was obviously some form of a felt fire, clearing whatever doesn't belong there anymore, making space. Now it's quiet. So this has been a major heart clearing. I'm not going to lie to you, it was painful today. It was, and but what it did is that it made way for my voice. It made way for me, and I'll pin the last reading in at the end of this video, and maybe at this point where we are now, just for reference, because this is all in one set of 24 hours. But there was this fear of going on one's truth. There was this fear of going on one's truth, and the truth was being brought into question and denial and confusion because of where this power was sitting. And so if there is something you feel or know about or hear that's external, that you need to go outside to get an understanding of, and that you don't understand fully, and that you feel you must solve, that is an external matter, according to this new plan and this new terrain. Now, this is a very opinionated reading, I guess, but it is what it is. And I would say take what you need and leave the rest, but we're 19 minutes in now. So I think you've decided. I'm going to pull 2 cards, oracle cards, one from Ask Your Guides oracle cards and one manifestation moonology card, because I feel like this is very much an intention setting type of reading, and we are moving into the new moon in Sagittarius soon. Another thing I want to say is that probably for about a week leading up to yesterday, I felt like my lower legs were getting like heavy. It's not something I'd feel throughout the day. It's something I'd feel at night while I was trying to sleep. And again, I'm not any medical professional, so please don't take this as medical advice. I'm just sharing how I've connected with my body and what I feel has been released energetically. Because this is serious. We're talking about circulation, so I don't even want to, I'm not a doctor. Please go to a doctor if something's off with your body. But I was carrying something as if my legs were getting restless and needed movement, and legs sort of direct for me your path. And whether you are going to stay in the past or move into the future. And so I was at a standstill somewhat on some issues. And again, choose to connect with this if you wish or don't. But that is gone. That's gone. And what I felt during this meditation as well was my right like ankle, lower leg, foot area. I kind of had to move it to kind of unclick a few parts mid-meditation. And for me, that feels like just that was energy leaving that foot. It was stagnant energy just leaving that foot, like it's stretched and it's ready to move forward. And so I feel that that was it. That this hermit phase was really around clearing up and becoming aware of what's not serving me and what's not serving you, if this reading is for you as well. To be able to move forward, feeling more empowered. I've got these two cards in front of me. One says Priorities and Master Healer. I'm going to read from the guidebook for this one. And the other one says, First Quarter Moon in Leo, Be Humble. This Moonology card has someone sitting in meditation. And it's a reminder that there's a lot in the future that's still unseen. The Be Humble for me is, to remember to honor your body and honor how you feel in staying in balance. And when I picked up the card, I had 2233 on the clock, which was for me a reminder that as you go through this temperance and this keeping your balance, to remember that this is an ongoing thing, balance, especially the Be Humble. It's an ongoing thing. And so when you do reach those moments of feeling thrown off, again, you're human. Come back to your body, come back to the breath, and also come back to where you stand with yourself. Where have you put your power? One other thing I'm really recognizing here is I saw a video today, this couple sharing this, it's an Instagram video. I'm going to leave the link here. It's this woman talking to her guy, asking how he feels about whether he likes her emotions. And he goes on to give like the best speech I've ever heard. And, they go back and forth for a while. It was very touching and very inspiring. But one of the main things he speaks about, I suppose from the perspective of a masculine, is that it's very scary for him to maintain this container that can hold all of her emotions. But it's her emotions that feed energy into this container that they I suppose that he shares with her. And so he's got to not run from that, but rather be patient with himself and allow her to express her full emotion so that their empire together can grow. And so I listened to this in the first half of my day, and during my meditation it came back. I was reflecting on it, and part of this reflection for me was that this, because I got very emotional in today's earlier video, and it was real, and I felt very raw, and I felt like I might not post that video, I might not even do the reading, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to show up with that much emotion. That tells me that I had forgotten how protected I am, and that I can create this container to hold my emotions, that I won't fall, and not to run from this part of myself, because this intuition is essentially born of these emotions. Everything that I'm filling this container with is born of emotions. It comes from my heart. And so I need to be willing to hold that container together for myself in one being. I need to do that for myself. That's not gonna just suddenly come into place because of someone outside of me. And I don't like this term, I like it, but I don't like it. This no one is coming is to say that it's to not recognize that no one is coming. Maybe someone will come, but where you are right now, if you are waiting for someone to come to take care of these things for you, to recognize that you have them within yourself. And I feel this is quite an important key for achieving sovereignty. I think that's a very important key. This card says choice, reflections, decisions, commitment. For every new ambition, relationship, and experience you seek at this time, there's a commitment in place that must be eliminated to make way for the new. Current routines, habits, and even types of free time must be sacrificed so that you can open up to new energies. Your master teacher is present, urging you to identify what must go. Be honest in your assessment, and also be realistic and thoughtful in setting your goals so that you don't overreach and fail. Your master teacher reminds you that even though the universe does support your heart, it doesn't allow you to bypass the work necessary to manifest your desires. In other words, you reap what you sow. And the best way is to systematically move toward your priorities while simultaneously discarding what no longer serves you. If you want to lose 10 pounds, you must release jelly donuts. If you want to work for yourself, you must let go of the need for others to take care of you. If you want to create a new love relationship, you mustn't brood over past heartbreaks any longer. The message from your master teacher: to reach for something greater, you must first let go of what's in your hand. That's just wrapped it up beautifully. Thank you for being with me. I hold space here at Pyramid Energy, but you certainly hold space for me to even be here. And I am so very grateful. Sending you love. If you're interested in a personal reading from me, I've left my details below in the description box.